Hi, hello students, welcome to Let's Understand Physics. In this video, we will see fuse and how to calculate fuse rating. Very important question for class 10 CBSE students. At least it will be asked for 1 mark in assertion and reason question if they have asked in descriptive type questions. Okay, so understand this carefully. Fuse is a safety device. We have previously done video on overloading and short circuit. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. I will give link in the description. So those are the two hazards what we have in our domestic circuit. To prevent those hazards, we have to use fuse. So fuse is a safety device. What it does, it will protect our household electrical appliances from overcurrent. If there is overcurrent passing in our household electric appliances, then what happens? They will start burning. So they get damaged, isn't it? Sometimes there will be chance of short circuiting, fire accidents. So for protecting from all these things, we have to use fuse wire. So where fuse is connected, if you have observed, you will have supply mains. So from the transformer for supply mains, you will have electric power supply coming, isn't it? So you have phase wire and neutral wire. Now for the phase wire in series, here you will have fuse connected. After connecting to the fuse, then the phase wire and the neutral wire will come into our houses. So here you will have energy meter as well. There also there will be connection. But now we are not learning about energy meter. We are learning about fuse. So fuse will be connected in series like this for the phase wire, and from the fuse the phase wire will come and the electric appliances of a house will be connected. For example, here one appliance will have these connections in what? Parallel, isn't it? Now from here another device will be connected. Understood? And some other devices will be connected like this. All of them will be connected in parallel, and after that they will be connected to the neutral. Understood? So this is the connection in our houses. Now how it actually protects, we will see now. Okay, now whenever the fuse is connected like this, phase carries current, isn't it? Now the devices are connected like this in parallel. Now whenever you have more current, over current passing through this, the fuse will melt and separate the supply mains and the electrical appliances. So once if it melts, what happens? There will be open circuit. So the excess current, this excess amount of current will not pass to the appliances what we have, so that they will be safe. Understood? Now once if the wire fuse melts, then we have to replace it with the other fuse. Okay, now instead of this, now we have nowadays MCBs, you can observe. So if this is the MCB, then what happens? MCB will have a switch like this. Whenever overcurrent passes through this MCB trips. That means the switch which is in on position will be off. Okay, that indicates there is some problem in the flow of current. There is some excess amount of current flowing. So it automatically trips. It goes to off position. Then we have to on this switch. Understood? So in this you need not to replace the MCB. It just trips. But in case of fuse wire, what you have to do? You have to replace the fuse because it melts and separate the circuit from the supply mains. Understood everyone? Now see the next one. Fuse is made up of alloys like lead and tin. These are the fuse materials. It has high resistivity because they are alloys and low melting point. Understood? Why it has high resistivity. If it has high resistivity, it will have high resistance, isn't it? And low melting point means it should not bear more temperature. We know what is the formula for heat? H is equal to I square RT. Whenever more current flows, the heat should be more. The heat will become more, isn't it? So that whenever the heat is becoming more, the wire will melt and opens the circuit. Understood, everyone? And also, it should not melt again and again every time, isn't it? So for that we have to take fuse with a proper rating. That is called fuse rating. That means this fuse wire will have a rating like 5 ampere or 15 ampere like this. Okay, 10 ampere. Ready-made fuse will be available. So the amount of current which it can pass through this without melting, that amount of current we call it as fuse rating. Okay, if excess amount of current than this, if you are using 5 ampere, if 6 ampere or more than 6 ampere, if it is flowing, then it melts and opens the circuit. So there will be some small variation. See, if it is 5 ampere, it has to work for 5 ampere, or it will be able to allow some amount of extra current, because sometimes there will be small amount of excess current passing. Okay, if the small amount of excess current is passing for a long time, then the fuse should melt. If it is for very small time, like minute seconds, then it need not to open the circuit. Understood? So how do you calculate the fuse rating? Fuse rating is calculated by the formula. Okay, so by using that formula we calculate the fuse rating and we put that fuse in the circuits. Understood? Now see here, we use power. Power is equal to voltage into current. P is equal to VI. You know this formula. From here, if you transpose, current is equal to power by voltage. I is equal to P by V. So the power of the appliance will be given. Voltage, you know, that is 220 volts, isn't it? From the supply mains. Otherwise, if they give whatever voltage they are using, you have to use here. Then you will get some current value. So that current value is your fuse rating. So if you get like 4.5 ampere, then you can go for 5 ampere fuse, because 4.5 ampere fuse is not made by the companies. In the same way, if you get 6.8, you can go for 7 ampere fuse. Like that you can round figure and go for that small minute current. If it is more also, no problem. Okay, now this fuse rating is the rating of current. That's why fuse rating will have the unit ampere. Understood? So these are the questions mainly asked in your board exam based on fuse. I hope everybody understood this topic. Thank you for watching the video. Please share the video to your friends and those who are studying class 10, and don't forget to subscribe.